Hello everybody, my name is Blind Senpai and welcome back to Star Citizen. This is the Aurora LN. So a while back I flew the Aurora MR, which was a starter ship, one of the two starter ships, the other being the Mustang Alpha. But this is a more superior version of the Aurora MR, and it is pretty good at fighting from what I've heard. At least for how cheap it is. It's one of the cheaper ships you can get. It is designated for militia, and I will walk you through the weapons really quick. So remember back in the Aurora MR, up front we had two M38 cannons, and those are the only weapons we had were on these 2 points here. So the Aurora LN instead has 007 Bullard repeaters on both sides. But then it also has M3 cannons up here on the wings. So we have a total of 4 guns. The ones on the back here can be size 1 or 2, and the ones up front here can only be size 1, I believe. Actually, let me check that. Yeah, so these can only be size 1. But the ones back here on the wings can be up to a size 2. So, gives you a little bit of versatility to play around with. You can also see we have a missile rack up top, so we have some Dominator 2s on there. There's 4 total. It's a quad rack, so there's 4 Dominator 2s in total. Those are size 2 as well. So the interior of the ship is going to be pretty much the same as the Aurora MR. I'll just do a really quick walkthrough of it. So you can see, come in here, you can get in on both sides, and then back here there is a bed. I've already showed you that in the Aurora MR, so I'm not going to bother crawling in there now. But then up here is the pilot seat, and just like the Aurora MR, kind of have to squeeze your way up to it. But then once you get up here, it's fairly open other than all the support beams, but they're not super thick supports, so you have pretty good view for the most part for combat. So I'm going to take this into Vandal Swarm and we'll see how much more improved this is over the Aurora MR.
Welcome to Robert Space Industries.
Okay, and here we are in Vandal Swarm. So I will do at least the first couple waves here, just to compare it. For the speed right away, we'll check that. It looks like it's at 180 without the afterburners, and it goes up to 285 with the afterburners. So it's actually a little bit slower than the Aurora MR was, from what I remember. I think it's about 10 meters per second slower, roughly. So having the 4 guns, the big thing is going to see if the pips match up, which so far seems like they do, but these guys were flying straight at me. So that makes it a little easy. This guy's just going to hang around, let me shoot him. Okay. I got some help from my wingmen there. These guns do seem to be doing some pretty good damage, and I remember the M3 cannon is actually somewhat of a hard hitter. So that's good. So yeah, this is you're basically getting the same loadout as the Aurora MR, and then adding 2 additional Bulldog repeaters as well. So that's pretty cool. You are losing a little bit of speed though, so that is something to definitely think about. I believe the Aurora MR also had option for a missile rack, but it did not come with a missile rack or any missiles. So it's a benefit to at least gain the rack and missiles by having the Aurora LN, but you do have the option to add them on the MR. So And looks like I'm getting shot from behind.
Collision alert.
Trying to take this guy out here. So these are not the most accurate from far away. Oh my god. I didn't even realize I was doing that bad. They're not the most accurate guns from far away, but they do deal some damage once you get up nice and close to them. Doesn't seem like we gain any benefit of shields or armor over the Aurora MR either, but for how this is basically you know, like a second ship basically that you would buy. This is something you should upgrade to with your first ship probably, so it's more in the beginner class, but a step up from beginner I would say. But it's definitely a beginner could be right at home with this thing, because it doesn't feel any different than the Aurora MR. So it is definitely slower, so you're gonna have to make sure that you're constantly moving around. Ooh, I'm getting tossed all over the place right now. Also, I don't think I tested the Aurora MR in 2.5 alpha, so remember that Vandal Swarm was made a little bit more difficult in 2.5, so it's not going to be the most direct comparison, but obviously adding the 2 more guns is going to be much more effective. So yeah, this is definitely a slower ship, which the Aurora MR wasn't a fast ship either, so it's not like it's, like I said, it's only about 10 meters per second slower than the Aurora MR, which was a fairly slow ship as well. So it's definitely something to think about if you're gonna think about upgrading to this, because there are potentially better options for just a little bit more. You could upgrade to something like the Avenger Titan, which is going to be a little bit quicker. It's actually pretty much identical, I believe, to the Avenger Stalker, which I also made a video of. But it's made more for combat. It actually gives you some good weapons. So the Avenger Titan is another potential upgrade that could be better than this for just a little bit more. Definitely is not a bad ship. It's just very simple. So, but you do get the bed, so that's cool. That is a benefit. I believe the Avenger Titan also has a bed though, so again, that might just be the better upgrade to go with. I think that's pretty much my final word on that, because I just have a feeling that's going to be a much better ship. And there, I was losing control. I didn't even have controller for the last 20 seconds or so. Yeah, I think the Avenger Titan is just going to be a little bit better of a ship. So I think that's where I'm going to wrap up this video. So the Aurora LN is definitely more powerful than the Aurora MR. But I don't, like I said, I don't think it's really worth the upgrade. I think there's better ships out there for not that much more. Like I said, the Avenger Titan is definitely, I think, going to be the better ship to upgrade to, and it'll probably be a little more fun to fly. And I know it'll hold its own in combat, but if anything, you know, the guns you get from this are good guns. There's definitely nothing wrong with the guns this ship has,
Zero hostile contacts.
and it makes it, you know, it makes it usable. So
Warning.
if you really enjoy the Auroras, you know, then definitely this is a nice ship to get, and I would suggest it. But if you're looking for a combat ship that's cheap, I would say, you know, just maybe spend a little bit more, get that Avenger Titan. It's definitely going to be a superior fighter, and I think I'll have a lot more fun with it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like down below. Leave a comment what you think of the Aurora LN. And make sure you subscribe while you're here, because I upload videos every single day. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.